Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
It is good. Oh, we forgot to have a song for the...
We're back.
We're back.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I know you missed us. Our homies held it down for us last week.
You did.
I'm your host, Christina Kaplan, and joined by...
Thaddeus Massey.
Hey, I'm Kevin John.
And I'm Stef Z.
And we have a very, very special guest today. Winner of America's Next Top Model and pro football player, Keith Carlos.
How you doing? How you doing?
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
We
Keith Carlos in the house.
Yeah, we always love to have guests, especially multi-talented guests. I mean, come on. An athlete and a model. We had Dale Moss, our
We know
last
Dale
guest.
Zell Mox?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, he's an athlete and model as well. It seems like that's the new fad. with that.
Yeah, but Dale did not win America's Next Top Model.
Right.
I like Dale. Dale
Right.
came here. He's cool. Good-looking brother. Love you, Dale. And I forgot about you. But, bruh, you got to audition. You got to get on this level on some road. You got to do that.
So, Dale, in order to seek validation from Thaddeus, you have to appear on America's Next Top Model.
No, you have to win it. America's Next Top Model.
You can't just appear because
We set the standards high here, clearly.
Wow, I don't even know what to say.
So, Keith, I'm just curious. What was more difficult? Being a contestant on America's Next Top
happened to the
Model and
mute?
trying to win, or being a football player?
Being on America's Next Top Model, because with football,
What?
yeah, you can get aggravated, you can knock somebody's head off, and they'll love you for it. On Top Model, you can't do that. That same aggression, you gotta channel it in another way.
yeah, you can't really just go tackle Usai when he's screaming at you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched the show.
So what?
It's all mental. They both are mental.
Yeah.
About to say, I guess that is true.
Yeah.
You have to channel another level of strength
Right.
to actually not be able to exert yourself when you're frustrated, like in a physical way. or
Right,
some
But
kind of
that's
way.
why there's
It's
penalties.
humbling.
I mean, how many penalties do we see for unsportsmanlike conduct?
But
It's
you can
because
actually hit
exactly
someone.
Yeah.
that. True.
Like,
But the NFL is getting a lot more softer and softer. In about
Right.
10 years, it'll
Yeah.
just be two-hand touch. Like,
No,
that's
it's gonna be
really
flag
the
flag football.
Yeah.
It's a flag, yeah. Seriously.
yeah.
I think they're just
with
covering
pads.
their ass because of the stuff that happens.
He said with pads.
With pads.
All right. Well, Keith, you were a wide receiver.
I was.
And you said that you told us earlier the Patriots are your favorite team.
Yes, the Patriots are my favorite team, but I haven't been following them this season. You know, I've been winning shows and stuff.
Yeah, you've been busy doing your thing.
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask what would it be like a goal of yours, I guess, before the modeling thing to play catch a pass from Tom Brady, like play with him?
Oh yeah, I've been watching him since I was a kid, you know. So to actually be on that field and to have on a Patriots jersey would be awesome.
Do you think is he your favorite quarterback?
No, he's not.
Who is?
I would have to go with Kaepernick because he's a noob.
Oh no, you
Is it?
should have never said that.
He's a noob?
Yes, he's a Kaplan.
I did not know that.
1911. I thought you knew.
Oh, so no, I didn't know that.
Yes, he's actually my Sans. We
Really?
crossed the same semester.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. That's crazy.
All right, I have a question now. So when you pick your favorite team, is it because it's a team that you'd want? Like, why are the Patriots your favorite team? Is
Well,
it because you could see yourself playing for them, or does it have anything to do with their offense is better, or do you like, you know what I mean? Like, how does that all happen? Like,
Well, I'm from New England. I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut, so
Okay.
that's what I grew up on. So.
I should have done my research.
What
I
was your
guess.
40? You a receiver. You have to be pretty fast, and you have like a very lean build. So
Yeah.
I imagine that you have some wheels.
Long
Yeah,
lean.
What did you run your 40?
Low 4.3s.
Low 4.3s?
Yeah, 4.37,
Yeah.
4.35. The fastest I did on the track was 4.27.
Dang.
Would it be 4.27?
Yeah.
Wheels.
That's like Deion Sanders
wheels.
territory.
Yeah, that's a
Chris
wheels.
Johnson.
It's
I
on
can run
YouTube
that
for
fast.
validation, you know.
You said so that would validate how you tore your hamstring.
Yeah, I'm
because that's
not
a lot of
flexible at all,
speed.
but I'm fast. you know?
That's how you
Yeah.
That's a lot of torque.
So when you play, were you more of a deep threat receiver versus a possession?
No, I was pretty much everything. You know, all-purpose, kind of like Harvin. What's his name? Percy.
Percy,
Percy
yeah.
Harvin. Yeah.
Who's a Jet now? You said you haven't been following. I just wanted to let you know. He played exceptionally well this past Sunday. He's not going to play this Sunday because he's hurt, but he's kind of awesome.
He's a beast, though.
He's awesome.
I still can't believe he got let go to go to the Jets, but I heard there was like some...
There was a lot of
story
going on in the locker room.
What happened?
Something was going on, some locker room
Russell
beef.
Wilson,
and Russell Wilson, they weren't getting along or something like that.
Because they said Russell Wilson wasn't black enough.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. That's a running joke. Right.
This is,
That's a running joke.
She's like, I fit that. This is a running joke on our show about being black enough and what that actually means because we think it's just ridiculous.
That was the nonsense that was going on with Russell Wilson and his whole his black enough thing.
Harvin's not having any problems with the Jets. There's no talk about that, like locker room banter or bullshit or whatever. And apparently there's still some stuff happening in Seattle. So I wonder really who's the culprit of starting that. Like, is Russell Wilson really more involved than they're letting us know?
Speaking of Russell Wilson, I have a really funny / interesting news story. I don't know if anyone has seen it. Joseph Foria on the Lions was dating this girl who I think was like an ex-WWE diva or something like that, and Joseph Foria tweeted out, "Hey, at Russell Wilson, like, have fun with her, you know. I thought she had me thinking she was a loyal girlfriend, but she's not. Like, hashtags fake spray tan or something." Because apparently his girlfriend like hooked up with Russell Wilson. So there's all this drama surrounding Russell Wilson, and it makes me think.
And what's funny? That was the reason that because Russell and his wife split this offseason, and that was because
his wife hooked up with Golden Tate.
With Golden Tate on his team. There was some other love triangle thing going on.
Do you think that's the reason why they're not doing well this season?
Well, that's the reason why Golden Tate's not on the Seahawks anymore.
Exactly.
Because Russell Wilson said me or him.
So where'd the wife go?
And that's the same with Percy Harvin, yeah.
Because seriously, like, all the stuff that's happened in their locker room with press and stuff, it's like a media whore. You know what I mean? Like, if there was drama going on, we'd know about it. And apparently, from what you hear from all the other Jets, is that he's happy to be a Jet. He's there, and it's like a good team.
Maybe Russell Wilson is not this polished good guy that they portray. Maybe there's some underlying stuff in there, It
has to be.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but where there's fire, there's smoke. So
Well, tonight, Keith, we had the Packers.
There's fire. Sorry, it's just so easy to bust on you, dude.
I'm sorry.
We know Kevin's analogies are not the greatest most of the time, so we'll let it slide. But anyways, we had.
I'm sorry. You guys know what I meant. You know what I meant. Keith has me.
We had the Packers versus the Falcons tonight, which was quite a show in terms of wide receivers. We have Jordy Nelson, Julio Jones, both went off tonight.
Yeah,
Jordy Nelson, congrats, shout outs. He has 7 100-yard games in the season.
40 plus.
40. What was it? What was it?
40-plus yard touchdowns that he has on home at Lambeau Field.
Yes.
And the other person has had that more.
7.
Yeah, everybody else is at 6. There was 4 other players at 6. One of which was Jerry Rice. There was 3 other guys who I forgot the name, but do you remember? But he had 7.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the most now.
So technically, Jordy Nelson is better than Jerry Rice now.
I would say yes.
Wow. Technically, you need to recant that statement.
I 100% agree with that. There's only been 2 games this season that he hasn't scored.
Y'all want me to go off?
Okay, stop. Kevin's gonna have a stroke.
Oh yeah, if you want to go off, that's okay.
But anyways, Keith, since you brought up Jerry Rice, Keith, you said your favorite player is Kaepernick, which is a great decision.
No, quarterback.
Your favorite quarterback is Kaepernick, which is a great decision, by the way. We all know that the Niners have been to 3 straight NFC championships, 1 Super Bowl the last 3 years. There's been a lot of talk the last couple of days about how the franchise, there's things going on. Harbaugh may be looking at other sources.
He might be the Jets coach.
That he would kill himself before he does that.
No, the Raiders are also in the running.
There's a lot.
The Raiders and the Jets. That's what they're talking about in New York.
Okay. So anyways,
just getting your facts.
Niner to Niner fan, what do you speculate the outcome is going to be for the Niners the rest of the season?
Well, I don't think they're going to do very well or finish hard. That's just, I'm not a Niners fan. I'm a Patriots fan. But I like Kaepernick. But
come on, Kevin.
The reality of the situation is over.
See, Keith, I thought you were going to have my back on
Keith, you Yes, please stay forever.
He's a realist. Listen.
He's allowed.
This is my
come back
opinion.
anytime,
And then what's the guy's name that always keeps the stats for us on YouTube?
Stats Guru or Fantasy Guru?
Fantasy.
Stat
Okay,
Guru. Love that guy.
Me and him were
I
gonna
don't
have
think
like
it's
this.
stats. It's fantasy something guru.
It is fantasy something. We're gonna have this.
I'm gonna look it up right now. All right, look it up.
We're gonna have this little thing about the Shaquille O'Neal and not living up to whatever. But the 49ers. It's a long story. He knows.
I was like, what are you talking about?
But listen, I feel like he's part of the panel now since he keeps all of our stats. This guy, look, the 49ers, no go, bro. It's
no go, bro. Hashtag no go, bro.
I can't believe Atlanta is in the playoffs, though.
But time out.
Yeah,
Right,
that's how bad
crazy.
the NFC South is. Not one team in there has a winning record.
A losing team is going to make
Someone's in the runnings with 4-8-1.
Yeah.
The Panthers.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You could potentially have a 6-10 team this year that does make the playoffs.
The Falcons are 5-8 and they're number one.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie though, because we started our whole sports journey doing Hard Knocks with the Falcons. I kind of wanted them to pull it out.
I did too.
I'm a huge Packers fan. I love Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to be MVP. But I really wanted them to pull it out at the end.
I did too.
There was no way on God's green earth they were going to win that game.
There was a way. They only lost by one score.
And it was bad calls. They should have done an onside kick, and there was like 2 minutes and 2 seconds left, and they could have called a timeout, and they didn't.
It was 2 minutes and 11 seconds, but yes, I do know what you're talking about.
The problem was the Falcons did everything right. Their defense just cannot stop Green Bay.
All right, before you continue with that, thank you, our special guest, Keith.
Yes, thank you, Keith.
He's been here.
Keith just came and stopped by. Keith just swung by to say what's up.
Yes.
He's going to peace out.
Yeah, y'all, thanks for having me.
He's got model things to do.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta go look in the mirror and work on my blue steel.
From what I saw on the internet, there was a lot of interesting selfies of you out there.
Yeah, there should be.
Yes, I'm gonna hashtag one. I'll follow back, please.
All right, cool, I got you.
Crazy.
Thank you, Keith.
All right, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, man. All right, have a good one.
Go Kaepernick.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Hey, do the one time.
I'm not doing that.
Yes. He knows what's up. All right, so back to Monday Night Football. As we were saying, the Falcons only lost by one touchdown.
Right.
There was a glimmer of hope for them.
And speaking of glimmer of hope, I just got to say this because the big part of their glimmer of hope was number 2, Matt Ryan, who I think is probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the National Football League over the last few years.
If I had a quarter for every time he talks about an underrated quarterback.
Because he is. I think, and I even tweeted this out tonight, Matt Ryan could be an elite top 5 quarterback if he, for one, the Falcons had a great defense. Their defense is absolutely
Their defense is ranked 32nd in the league.
Exactly.
Dead
Their
last.
defense is ridiculous.
Okay.
You put Matt Ryan on the Seahawks right now, come on. Dude could be the MVP of the league.
Can I drop you guys a few random stats about their defense? So the Falcons have the worst defense by several significant measures. They're the worst in total defense, allowing 403 yards per game. They're the NFL's worst pass defense, allowing 284 yards per game, and they're 28th in third down defense, allowing 45.5% conversion rate.
Exactly.
You know what? They brought the pressure on
just
Aaron
a lot
Rodgers
of
a little bit though tonight.
I don't know how you bring the
Bierman
pressure when they
had a sack on him. I was happy about that.
He had a run a few times. They definitely. It wasn't like
They surrendered
It wasn't
40
like they weren't there.
Well, when you give up 40 points or more, I think that's a testament to how
I do have to say though,
it wasn't like.
I do have to say though that Trufant, I felt like was the standout on that Atlanta defense.
Number 21, right?
Yes, he had a couple of good plays, man-to-man on Jordy Nelson, which
Deflected
I can't
passes.
imagine how difficult that is.
Yeah.
Right.
And he had a couple really big tackles.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, their defense is just it's pitiful.
Jets.
It's really sad because their offense is. You saw tonight what their offense can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what's really disheartening and discouraging when you look at a team like the Falcons because they have a great quarterback in Matt Ryan who could be elite with the right
quarterback.
Yeah, a great quarterback. Julio Jones
could be great,
is one of the most explosive receivers.
I want to talk about Julio Jones because I don't know, was it just me, but it seemed like he was like slow tonight.
Well, he's still recovering from injury. His hip hasn't completely healed.
Okay.
And his ankle, I think it was, he was out for a while. He had a a twist or a break. I don't know. I forgot what the diagnostic was. But anyways, he wasn't 100%.
But aside from that,
But
he
he
had
still performed
11
really well,
receptions for 259 yards and a touchdown.
He still performed really well.
Career best.
If you're saying 11 receptions, 259 yards, and 1 touchdown is slow, then imagine what he can do.
At full,
No.
yeah.
Full,
No,
exactly.
that's
Of
not what
course.
he's saying.
I'm
I
not
think
talking
he's
about
saying,
his
like,
stats. I'm just talking about. I
in
know he performed.
general.
He did really, really well tonight. I'm just talking about in general for him. He just seemed like a step slower than
He wasn't as
usually.
explosive as normal.
I
I
thought
agree
he
with
looked
that.
pretty damn good.
And that goes to the point what you're talking about. Like they could have done a lot better. He probably would have gained more yards after the catch and whatnot and blah blah blah.
So let me ask you guys this question then. We saw Jordy Nelson perform tonight. We saw Julio Jones tonight. Between those two wide receivers, who would you choose?
Well, first of all, you have to look
Nelson.
who's throwing the ball to Jordy Nelson.
Well, no, I'm just talking about,
Same quarterback, both receivers. Who do you want?
yeah.
Oh, I would take Julio Jones, and I say that just for the simple fact that I think he has better. I think he's more explosive. I think he runs better routes. The only thing I'll give Jordy Nelson is his hands are incredible. Like I've never seen him drop a pass. Julio Jones, I
Dropped one
think.
tonight.
He did drop one. Okay, I may have missed that. But I think Julio Jones has all the intangibles of a great wide receiver. So I would take Julio.
Steph?
Nelson.
Yeah. That's a hard decision for me. I mean, like you said, Kevin, Julio does have, all the makings of a really good wide receiver, and because he's not at full capacity, or at least as far as we know, he's not at 100%, we don't really know what he can do. And if he can do this 259 yards and a touchdown at, being injured.
Wobbling.
Right, but are you asking who would you pick
Also
tomorrow,
playing
or who would you pick
right
for
now.
longevity?
If they were both 100%.
I'm just talking about right now, like between those two wide receivers, because
Yeah.
they're both very good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, another question, like you were mentioning, is, look who's throwing the ball to Jordy Nelson. So do you think that Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson is the most prolific wide receiver to quarterback duo in the NFL right
That's
now?
Peyton Manning, Demaryius Thomas by far. I don't think anyone can come
By
close
far,
to them.
really?
I would also say Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown are a hell of a 1-2.
I would say
right
Tony
now.
Romo and Des Bryant.
See, it's difficult. There's a
You
lot
guys
of
know
really
I'm
good.
kidding. Because I can't stand Tony Romo. You already know this.
Okay, well,
Des Bryant, though, if he has any other quarterback.
yeah.
Exactly.
No, there's a lot of really good quarterback to wide receiver tandems in the league right now. I think that Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson have an insane connection, though. There were a lot of
chemistry is insane.
Yeah, Rodgers knows where he's going to be. He knows Jordy's routes. Jordy's going to run the right route. He's always where he needs to be.
Right.
I don't think I've ever, at least in the past, in this season,
So
I don't
smooth.
remember seeing Rodgers ever underthrow or overthrow him.
Mm-hmm.
The ball is always right where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, they definitely have a connection.
Yeah, they have like an unspoken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They built
even
that
said
relationship.
tonight.
They built that relationship. They've obviously gone out and thrown balls before practice and after practice. So I mean, I'm sure Aaron Rodgers can throw a pass to Jordy Nelson. After the ball snapped, he can count. He knows his steps and just throw the ball and know where he's going to be.
And
because they have that connection like that, and that's what is like that's that quality of quarterback to receiver tandem and relationship that creates Super Bowl playoff quality, production. That's what you're looking for, and they definitely have that. So what's their record right now? They are now
They're
after tonight.
10-3.
They're 10-3. So, they're looking really good. These guys.
Okay, yes, they're looking good, but still, their defense gave up 37 points. The Packers' defense is not good.
Well, I don't know necessarily if it's that good. They just rely heavily on their offense to win games for them.
Well, but you can't do that. Like for example, I think it was Trent Dilfer after the game was saying that if it were because right now, in I think the Packers are tied for the top spot in the NFC right now with the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. And he was saying that he'd take the Cardinals over the Packers simply because their defense can stop them. You know what I mean? Like we've said multiple times, defense wins championships, offense wins games. Yes, the Packers have a great offensive line. They were able to give Aaron Rodgers a lot of time tonight. Yes, we know they have they have Cobb, they have Nelson, they have Eddie Lacy, they have a lot of weapons, but their defense did not look good.
Not tonight, though, but last week their defense shut down the Patriots.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. And
so it's you know what I mean? Was it that Matt Ryan and his offense was that good? Like what?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? From week to week.
Well, that's my question is
that's what I was going to say.
The Packers defense, do you think that that's their Achilles heel, the fact that they're not consistent?
I wouldn't say necessarily consistent. I mean, I think, for one, they just they underprepared for a Julio Jones-Matt Ryan tandem. I mean, obviously they know Ryan's a good quarterback, but I just think their defense did not prepare as much because of the record that the Falcons had. So I just think maybe their preparation was a little lackadaisical going into a 5-7 Falcons team or 4-7, whatever they were coming into this. So I think that's part of it. Also, I think it's just a part that I feel that they step up when they have to. We like Stef said, we saw them against the Patriots. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be quick to throw them in the towel or say their defense is going to lose games for them. I just think tonight they were exposed, and Julio Jones exposed the extremely soft spot in their defense, which was their zone.
Right, but they were also playing at home at Lambeau, which is the hardest place to play. But as it being their home field, it's not the case for them. So that's where I'm a little bit leery of their chances. Yes, I can see them going to the NFC Championship, but I don't know if they will make it to the Super Bowl. And I don't know if they do make it to the Super Bowl if they can win with that defense.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so as well because, I mean...
because no matter what, Aaron Rodgers just comes out when he's down and makes shit happen.
And you know what? Speaking of making ish happen, I don't know if you guys noticed this tonight by watching Aaron Rodgers, but just his ability to extend plays. Russell Wilson is pretty much known as the one to extend plays, run around and throw. But I think Aaron Rodgers can be up in that mobile, evasive, extend play category as far as quarterbacks. I mean, there were times when he had the ball for like 5 to 6 seconds running around and being into Jordy and hitting Jordy on something or somebody else. And I'm like, people forget that Aaron can run as well. I don't know his rush yard total from tonight, but
there was a couple of times he broke loose.
Exactly.
Got a first down slid. You're like, don't forget this guy can run.
He kind of went for it.
He can dangerous.
Slide out. He went for it. Yeah.
So when you add all those elements to Aaron Rodgers' game, it's like you forget how dangerous he really can be. So
I think he's gotten more mobile as the years go on.
He rushed for 28 yards tonight.
Okay, well, he did. It seemed like he had a couple of big ones.
No, he had a couple of crucial, it was a pivotal point in the game. Yeah.
He did have some negative ones, yeah.
But just even not just rushing, but just his evading defenders to extend plays and throw somebody. Obviously, those don't show up in stats like rush yards.
Right.
But he had a lot of those tonight where he just extended and found an open player. And, you just forget how many layers he has to his game and how, that just solidifies his eliteness, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so do you guys think he's the favorite for MVP this year?
I do.
Yeah.
Who else would be a contender?
Well, DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Who else are they talking about? I mean, J.J. Watt is in there.
Yeah, I was going to say Watt. Yeah, that defense team.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the Texans record right now?
I don't know. I don't think they're doing that great.
Okay. So it's almost coming like the Heisman race. I mean, if your team has to be doing well in order for you to be the most.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, don't sleep on, Brady, Manning, or Luck either. Luck is leading our quarterbacks in passing right now. So.
Yeah, but it's not as, I don't know.
What's the Colts record?
They, I think, are 9-4. I'm not 100%.
They have a decent record. Yeah, they have a winning record.
They're either 8-5 or 9-4. I can't remember.
So he could be a dark horse candidate if they went out.
Yeah, but at the same time, Rodgers is a lot of. He has a lot of intangibles, and you're just like, man, this dude is hands down. Some people just do certain things easier than other people. Mm-hmm. When you look at some teams that like for me. The Falcons tonight.
The Colts are 9-4.
Okay, the Colts are 9-4. Some teams,
so Luck, yeah.
Some teams have to bring and break their backwards in order for them to stay in a game and compete for that game. Whereas another team can win that game barely, and they just didn't have a good game that night. So you have to kind of look at how the performance is going as well. If you look at the Falcons, I feel like the Falcons they gave it everything they had. Not saying that the Packers didn't, but the Packers just did the Packers. It was another day at the office. think the Falcons were really trying to win that game.
They were, but unfortunately their defense wasn't really trying to win.
That's part of my point.
Matt Ryan was.
Right, but that's my whole point. It's like some players and teams just do things easier, and if you do it easier when it's really time to put that that chin strap on and really go to work, then they probably would have scored 50-something points if they were playing a higher caliber team.
Oh, they slowed down in the second half.
That's my whole point.
For sure. Yeah.
So you have to kind of like take that into consideration.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. You know, and I think that's the thing that great teams do. You know,
right.
Great teams. You know, they may not necessarily blow. You want to say something, Steph, real bad?
I just felt like this was going back to the 49ers about great teams.
No. We're not even.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. I heard it in his voice, and I was going to take the mic.
We can't even go there.
I'll just say it real quick, in case you guys did not know, the Niners lost to the Raiders on Sunday. Whoop-de-doo.
What?
We're still 7-6. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. You know, the great teams find. Yeah. By the way, they beat our second and third string as well. So have it. So, anyways, going back to what I was initially saying.
Yeah.
The great
Jets
teams
even beat the Raiders.
They did. That is a true statement. The Chargers beat the Raiders too.
I mean, whenever you guys want to get back to the show, we can get back to the show.
Oh,
sit here and laugh, or we can get back to the show. And
oh my gosh. Oh goodness.
Whenever you guys are ready, I'll be more than happy to get back.
Oh,
to
and the Texans.
And wait, can I just ask?
Texans are 7-6.
Did you see Kaepernick's post-game interview too? Okay. I just didn't play well. I just gotta play better. With his freaking beats on his neck.
Okay, so basically,
he looked so stupid. I'm sorry.
Okay, so he pulled a Marshawn Lynch on his post-game interview.
No, Marshawn Lynch wouldn't even say that much.
He would just grunt.
He would say, no. Face mode.
But I mean, you got to understand, and this is, I admit, Cat played horrible. I'm not going to sit here and try and defend him and say.
You know who else played horrible? Geno Smith.
RG3, you guys, came in off the bench.
He came in off the bench.
They got shut out. The Redskins got shut out.
Which is another interesting topic. What's gonna end up happening with RG3 and Jay Gruden? Kind of like what's gonna end up happening with Harbaugh. Those are some. Is Johnny Manziel gonna start this?
Someone mentioned RG3 going to the Jets, and someone was like, "What would you think about that?" And I was like, "Hell no."
Yeah.
We're just not an organization that's built for rookie quarterbacks.
There's so many.
That's true. Even though Sanchez had a lot of success his first couple of years with the Jets.
Yeah, but
as
it was
a rookie.
different.
There's so many questionable coaching and or staff moves going into next season.
Oh, yes.
I
So
mean,
interesting how
Mark
they always move
Trestman,
around.
the Bears coach, I mean, he's probably going to be out of there. Obviously, Harbaugh, there's a lot of talk there. The Jets, there's a lot of
There's always
speculation
People are
there.
getting fired.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I'm pretty sure Rex
interesting.
Ryan's going to get fired.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about the NFL that I like. It's like really nobody's job is safe.
No.
You have to. I mean, with the exception of Belichick and maybe a couple others, there's really nobody that just has it safe in the NFL. And that's the thing I like about this league. Even as a quarterback, you be a franchise quarterback, RG3. Everyone is behind you. If you don't perform week after week, I mean, there's a small window for.
But
error.
even if you do perform, i.e. Des Bryant, there's still no guarantee that you're going to stay with your team. The Cowboys haven't given him an offer yet. So,
when is his contract up? The one that
this is his last season with them.
Oh, okay.
So obviously, you know that somebody will pick him up if the Cowboys don't, but they would be stupid not to. But you know what I mean? Like that's the game. That's the business. Is you never know.
It's the business.
Yeah.
There you go. Key word. It's a business.
Exactly.
It's a business.
You
Well,
can't
I mean,
get
look at
comfortable.
even like the Revis thing that happened with the Jets. The whole that like players hold out for their contracts, then they'll go play with, like New York was up in arms when Revis signed with the Patriots. People were like, "Are you serious?" But it's a business. So at the end of the day, everyone makes the best business decision for them, their families, and then for the NFL, for the coaches, for the teams, whatever's going to bring in more money.
Well, you
Kind of sucks.
Can't get comfortable. Can't get comfortable.
Well,
Kaepernick better not get comfortable either.
Dude, he just
He's
signed
one
a
person we don't
ridiculous
want.
contract this offseason.
So do you
He
think
signed like $150 million?
Is that why he got comfortable? And
So that's what I'm saying. Is that why he got comfortable? Because he signed that ridiculous contract?
First of all, why are we going back to Kaepernick? All right?
I don't know. It just came to mind. I just thought of comfortable and not performing, so I just thought of him.
Yeah, speaking of Green Bay, how we were just praising them.
Yes.
Who was the only team to take Green Bay out of the playoffs the last 2 years consecutively?
Okay.
We are talking about this season, though.
Exactly. We are talking about now.
Kaepernick. So with that being said,
The Jets won a Super Bowl in '69.
yeah,
You can live in the past. I
we
mean,
live in the past. Let's go back to the Niners in the 80s. Do y'all really want to live in the past? Because there would be no conversation.
you're the one that wants to live in the past.
So anyways,
Tony.
no, this is currently. I'm saying currently the last couple of seasons, Kaepernick took out the Packers.
I can't even get it out. Currently, the last couple of seasons.
So that was an
Nile's
oxymoron.
not just a river in Egypt.
Anyways,
Yes.
all I'm saying is I admit Kaepernick is struggling. I'm not even going to sit here and try to defend him and say they're the best team and all. No, I'm going to be a realist now.
No,
they're
but
struggling.
I'm asking you, do you feel like he's gotten comfortable after he's got that major contract?
It's a valid question.
That is a valid question because some players do that. Some players feel I hit it big.
No.
That's what they're saying about Cutler?
Because the thing is, I know, that's true, because he got that stupid contract.
Think about it, because, once you feel like you've made
Cap's
it.
contract was pretty stupid, too.
Not like Jay Cutler's stupid, though. I mean,
Stupid is stupid. There's different levels of stupid. But, I mean, once you feel like you've made it, you can feel like you can get comfortable.
My thing is this. I think we all can agree that Cap has earned that contract. He took him to the NFC Championship 2 consecutive years.
We're not arguing whether he's earned it. We're talking about where he's at since he's gotten it. Where do you feel like his disposition has changed since he's got that contract?
Yes
First of all, no, because the thing is, Cap can't do everything himself. I mean, the Niners are a ground and pound offense. They're a running offense. Frank Gore has been disappointing this season, and he's the heart. Honestly, he's kind of the backbone of the offense.
So they basically haven't been able to establish a run, is what you're saying?
They haven't been able to establish a run.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of things the Niners haven't done this season, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about it. But basically, I'm saying it's not all Cap's fault. Did he play horrible? Did he throw 2 interceptions last game? Did he make some ill-advised throws? Yes.
And then to their defense.
Oh my God.
To their defense a little bit. The Battle of the Bay game is a little bit different than any other game.
It was a Raiders Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's almost like UCLA, USC. Some rivalries are just. It doesn't matter how good one of the teams are and how bad the other team is. When it comes down to that game, it's like a whole other. Yeah, a whole other thing within itself.
That's the same thing. I mean, the Jets almost beat the Patriots, and not like in La La Land. Like we were down 2 points and kicking a field goal that should have went in, but it got blocked. You know what I mean? And we're not good this year. I'm not even trying to blow smoke up. God bless you. I'm not even trying to say we are, but it's funny. And against the Dolphins too, those big rivalry games usually are better games for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I 100% agree. And I think there's going to be, like we were just talking about, there's going to be some off-season changes made. And, I
would love Harbaugh as a Jets coach.
He would do great. He knows how to turn the team around.
Yep.
Actually, that's what I was going to say. They even did a statistic on Harbaugh where they talked about his first 3 years with the Niners. He's like 42 and 17 or 18. I don't know what exactly. A fat stat guru will probably let me know.
Right.
But he had the highest win percentage as far as going into a team. It's his first year for like the first 2 or 3 seasons. Like no other coach.
He turned Stanford around as well.
Has turned it around like him. So I mean, he's a great coach.
Yeah.
But not everyone agrees with his philosophy and coaching style, obviously.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you want your coach to do what? Produce wins.
Well, everybody's a critic once you're not winning, and there's probably a million and one reasons why. When everything is good and you're doing the same thing because your strategy, is being executed properly and is actually working like a well-oiled machine like it's supposed to, then nobody has nothing to say.
Exactly.
But then as soon as somebody that's part of that machine is not doing what they're supposed to do, then they're going to question, well, you sure this machine works? Are you sure your strategy works? Well, yeah, it works. These are the pieces of it that are not operating like they're supposed to, like they did before. So, I mean, that's a valid argument, I'd have to say.
But also, I think it's also premature to make all of these, what are they going to do? It's like at the end of the day, we still have a winning percentage. We're 1 game over 500. We're still technically in the hunt.
Are you still talking about the Niners?
Yeah, we're still technically in the hunt.
Yes, you are technically in the hunt, and we'll see how that goes.
I don't think I could see if we were 2-11 right now, then yes, that would.
Which is the same record of the team that just beat you.
So let me ask you guys then,
It
if
is
we're talking
Fantasy
about
Stats
the
Guru.
playoffs,
Yes, Fantasy Stats Guru, we love you.
we're
love you,
talking about playoffs.
And we
Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Who was that again?
Red Glove Core.
Atlanta still has a chance.
I love
Yes.
Ray Glover.
Do
Joseph
you
Boza,
think-
too. He's there every week.
Do you
Just a little
think
fan shout out.
that? Yes, we
Joseph-
love our fans.
Joseph Boza.
So yeah, let's just big shout out to Regular 4, Fantasy Stats Guru,
Joseph Boza.
Joseph Boza.
OJ'er.
We all appreciate you.
Yep.
Even
TK. There's a lot of good people out here. Gerard Rayford. Oh, we didn't forget the Lions, P.S. Gerard. I mentioned the Lions last week when I was looking through the stats. Remember we were talking about teams that could be contingent?
Yeah.
Or contenders or whatever we were talking about. So I did give you some Lions love. Just saying.
Yeah, so speaking of playoffs, do you guys think that the Falcons are going to win the NFC South?
I don't know, because I don't think necessarily that New Orleans is ready just to concede and give it up that
Yeah,
much.
I'm not sure
Speaking
about
of which,
that
New
either.
Orleans is on next Monday night, so it'll be
Right.
good for.
But the Falcons have the
tiebreaker?
Tiebreaker, yes,
Yeah.
because they beat them.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make it, and I hope they do. And when we're talking about New Orleans, did everyone see that fight this weekend?
No.
Oh
Who didn't
my
see the
goodness.
Cam
Panthers
Newton.
did?
Cam
Oh
Newton.
my God,
Yeah.
Cam Newton
The
straight up
melee.
gave the Superman, and someone went boom and pushed it. It was like a hockey
A
fight.
Saints guy pushed him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a hockey fight, dude. It was crazy.
How did I
Yeah.
miss that?
It was like a brawl
It
in
was
the
a
end zone.
brawl it was crazy.
That's weird because we didn't feature that on our show at all in any of the highlights. So
Probably because there was 2 losing teams in the NFC
Yeah,
South, so they were like,
probably.
whatever. You know, but it was an all-out brawl. Like I think a few
Like
got ejected.
headlocks. Like
Yeah.
it was
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, I think there's some guys did get kicked out in there.
Yeah.
And speaking of Carolina, isn't it funny how they're 4-8 and they're still technically in the
4-8-1.
hunt?
Yeah.
Just
I mean, even the Bucks have a chance to win the NFC South with 2 and I think they're 2-9
up.
or whatever.
they're 2-11.
2-11. I mean, yeah.
So if they win.
So wait, does that mean the Jets have a chance?
No, if the Jets were in the NFC South, yes, they would
just
have a
kidding.
chance.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you feel like a second ranked team in a conference that has a better record than a team who's number one with a crappy record in another conference should supersede that team for the playoffs?
Well, that's what the wild card is for.
And a bye.
I know, but I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like it's.
Well, this is a perfect example, the way that the NFC South is right now, that some team in another division that's probably 100 times better than whoever makes it from the NFC South is going to get screwed out of a playoff spot because of that.
Speaking
you
remember
look
last
at
year,
it.
the NFC West, Arizona, because you had the Niners and the Seahawks in the NFC West were obviously are great teams, and you had
Yeah.
Arizona that won 10 or 11 games last year
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
well-
didn't make it because of that.
Well, if
Yeah.
you look at the NFC right now, the first 6 that are, kind of in the standings, everyone's record has at least 9 wins except Atlanta. They're 5-8. So
Right.
the Cowboys, who also have a 9-4 record, I'd be pissed if I was a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, my team has a way better record than your
Yeah,
team.
because the Eagles have the number 1
9 and
seed in
4,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
In the NFC East.
you raise a good point that is because
It's still just. I understand the wild card and everything, but it just still seems like there's something missing. Like there's some imbalance there.
Is that
But I
how
mean, if
they
you-
keep it all, so they can rig it?
But you gotta understand. I mean,
Is the NFL rigged? We should have talked about that.
I know we should have talked about that next week.
Yes,
That's good to
next
know.
Monday.
Yes.
Chili's.
Yeah, Chili's.
But it's like that in every sport, though. In the NBA, you'll have the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference and the top teams in each conference. And sometimes you have a weak conference. Certain years you have like an East Conference where
Well, yeah,
losing teams.
usually the Western Conference is way better.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'll have teams on the Eastern Conference that are like Atlanta, the Hawks that were like 38-46 losing team, and they still go to the playoffs because of
Yeah.
how weak it is. So, I mean, in any sport, MLB, you have the same thing. I mean,
Just the way the cookie crumbles.
boom,
it is.
boom. Hopefully it's peanut butter. I love peanut butter cookies, but they don't crumble like chocolate chip.
I make the best peanut butter cookies around. I'm just saying.
Oh, it's a match made in heaven.
You should invite Kevin over.
I don't think I'll ever make Kevin cookies.
That's not even cool. I
tried, Kevin.
I mean,
tried.
I'm still holding on to that last episode when you turned up my...
Jumped out the bushes on him?
Yeah, well, you jumped out the bushes. That was the episode before. But you turned the volume up in my ears so loud and like almost blew my eardrum out.
Because maybe I just want you to get. I'm trying to get you to notice me.
Moving on.
That's what it is. Speaking
Anyway,
of which, I'm not
how
to go
about
off
our
subject,
predictions for
but
next week?
Yeah, let's go on. Let's move into predictions.
Pull her hair.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, so the Packers are at the Bills. The Falcons are versus the Steelers, and next Monday we have the Saints at the Bears.
What's our records right now? Do we have records? What's
Fantasy
our records?
Stats Guru.
He'll know it. It's on our thing.
Okay, Fantasy Stats Guru. This is up to you.
I think I'm in the lead. Go ahead.
No, Tina's
You're
in the lead now
with the worst.
because I chose the Jets that 1 week, and I would be up 2 games
you for
if.
that. But you have my love.
But
That's
peep
better
this.
than,
They almost won that
winning
game.
it.
They almost won that game. Almost doesn't count,
We've
but still.
almost won the last 2 games. So I think next week we're gonna
That was a
win.
good pick, though.
Who do they play next week?
I can tell you in a minute. I forgot because all I'm focusing on, honestly, for me, the happiest thing ever will be on December 21st if we beat the Patriots, and on December 28th if we beat the Dolphins. Happy.
But the next Dolphins game is in Miami,
the
right?
rest of the game, yeah. But the next
be
Patriots
tough.
game is in New York. No, it's not. We've won there the past 4 to 5 years because I always go.
Okay.
All right, Kevin, what are your predictions? Packers at Bills,
Packers.
Falcons versus Steelers.
I think the Steelers are the better
You said
team.
who versus Steelers?
Falcons
Falcons.
Oh, we play the Titans.
Oh,
Where?
in Atlanta.
No,
In
at
Atlanta?
the Titans.
No, I'm talking about the
Oh.
Falcons Steelers game.
Falcons, Steelers. No, I think the Steelers are the better team, but I think the Falcons, they're going to get a lot of momentum from this game that they almost won, and they have everything to play for because they're leading the NFC South. So I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Okay. And then Saints at Bears next Monday.
They're playing at Soldier Field. That's a hard field to win at. I'm gonna go with the Saints. I'm gonna go with the Saints because they're hungry as well. They know that they're that close to winning a playoff berth. So
Steph?
What can you go run?
Packers at Bills.
Packers.
Falcons versus Steelers at home.
Are you writing this down?
So Falcons at home?
Versus the Steelers?
I'm gonna go for Falcons.
And then Saints at Bears.
That's a tough one. I don't want to pick the same as Kevin John because he always loses.
what is that supposed to mean?
But I guess I kind of want the Saints. I don't know. What do you guys think? I might change.
Well, you're used to picking losers.
I'm going Packers, Steelers, Bears.
Really?
Yep.
That's what I was going to choose.
Steph.
You're talking to the winners
stick with me,
over here.
Steph.
Yeah, you
I know
guys
what I'm talking
can
about. The Saints are gonna win.
choose yours. We'll stick with our winning predictions over here.
Steph, we got this. We got this. Seriously. Don't listen to them. We got
Can I
this.
come sit with you guys?
Yes, you can.
Next week I'll just be in the middle. Hi guys.
Good. I need my space.
Yeah, I was going to go Packers, Steelers, Bears.
Speaking of which, too, for all those that don't know, Tina is a sideline host for the Defenders.
Yes.
Please support this woman. I just want to say right now, I think she's phenomenal. She's multitasking all her jobs. She was watching Monday Night Football tonight, watching the Defenders tonight. She comes in well prepared, and I just want to say, Tina, you're phenomenal.
Oh, thanks, Kevin.
He just wants cookies.
Oh,
He's just trying
One
to
in
get the
particular.
cookies.
Whoa, man. That's sealed up in the cookie jar.
Anyways, it is. It's sealed away.
She said she made good peanut butter. Anyway, okay.
All right,
so
you
we're going to
guys,
find you guys till next time.
Please keep giving us your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Fantasy Stats Guru, let us know. I mean, I know I'm probably still winning, but just give us the confirmation. Guys, tell them where they can find you.
I'm Kevin John. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at HeyKevinJohn, and my website, it's kevinjohn.com.
You can also find him at the Cookie Monster. No, I'm just kidding.
I love me cookies.
You can find.
Is that Cookie Monster's voice?
I don't think so. But you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter
Oh my
at I am
gosh.
Stef Z with an F. Thanks for the love.
Club Thaddeus everywhere and GQJedi.com.
And you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Tina Cap. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. That was kind of
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.